I'm in a place I wanna be. I'm fighting things no one can see.
What's up, guys? It's Monday. Take two. We're back at the Pitch Show. We had a little technical blip, so we're going to start all over again, just like magic, the magic of show business. So, once again, while John's getting ready here, we want to thank our sponsors, Nantucket Vineyards. We're trying a cranberry wine today, and it's fantastic. Lovely. It's nice. Taking good care of us. Make sure you guys. Also, again, disclaimer, we are not professionals. We are here sharing our opinions and learning just like you are. So make sure you guys check in with your health professionals before you start any type of diet plan or workout. We want to make sure that everybody's doing it the right way, getting healthy and not getting hurt. So check in with your doctor, check in with a nutritionist, and make sure that you're healthy enough to do what you want to do. So again, while we're waiting for John, I may as well start off with what my week was like. So it was a little bit crazy. We had my kids were sick, and then I was sick. So it was wild. wasn't real fun, but we got through it. Everybody's better now, and it was somewhat of a stomach bug. So hey, I was kind of up a few pounds last week. Got down to at one point 267. So that's 18 pounds from my original weight, my starting weight, just a few weeks ago. Now, after recovering a little bit, I'm back up to 269, but still under 270, so I call it a win. Still down a pound from last week, even after being sick, which it's easy to make excuses when we're not feeling our best. So did it, and again, getting back into it. So now, this is the thing. It's life. I'm a regular guy, like we keep saying. We had the holiday. I went on vacation. I was sick. So there's been lots of chances for me to make excuses and not move forward and not lose any more weight. And guess what? I had a ton of fun on my vacation. I had a great holiday, and I was sick, and I wasn't necessarily thinking about eating all the healthiest stuff while I was sick, but I was still trying to make better choices, and now I'm better, and again, I dropped a few pounds. So, that's what it's all about. Sticking with it, making small changes, and just being conscientious of what you're doing and what you're putting into your body all the time. So, we have no guest today. It's just John and I today, or so far it's just me.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
Oh, hey. Oh, hey, welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you. We had a little technical stuff we had to get fixed. It happens. It's part of live TV, part of the live show.
But we're
here. Fearless. I like
See,
that.
I'm fearless. And you're be strong.
Yes.
So what's up with our hats?
So you might have seen online. I have a new fitness clothing line coming out, and these are two of the first pieces from it. Everything is it's called Wear Inspiring, and it's going to be full workout wear for men and women. Compression wear, leggings, long pants for men, compression shorts, compression tees, compression tanks, t-shirts, workout shirts, hoodies, tank tops, sports bras. That's what you'll be wearing. It'll be kind of everything across the. What was it?
The bro.
The bro. Yes, the sports bro. It's for the moobs. So that'll be coming out. We're going to try to get it out before Christmas, if not right after the new year. It's going to be a really cool line. Everything will have inspiring sayings on it, like be strong, be fearless, be awesome. So that's why we're wearing these today. Plus, I forgot to shave my head, and I couldn't get on the air with that. So
You don't want to be showing off your stubble?
No. So I'm trying to get the show up here on my phone, just so we can watch as well.
So today we are cooking something that is my creation. I'm excited about it. This is the first time we've been able to use one of my.
I know. I'm excited.
So this is something that, and what we're going to be talking about today, kind of goes along with what we're making. Is last week with Brooke, we talked a lot about our making substitutions, and sometimes I think people think substitutions have to be something crazy, like we use the almond flour or the coconut flour. But sometimes
Really quickly, yes, it is cranberry wine. Somebody asked if this was cranberry wine.
Oh yes,
It is, and it's good.
And
So,
bubbly.
yes.
So we're going to talk a little bit more today about substitutions and what that means, and not necessarily, like I said, the big crazy substitutions where you have to go to something like coconut flour. But today we're making turkey burgers,
Yes.
and we're going to be making these turkey burgers that are still like hearty to great meal. But we're going to make a couple of small substitutions. One being turkey instead of beef, you know, and it's going to be an overall healthier meal, but still something that's really tasty.
And that's, I think, the important thing is finding ways to still enjoy your food while not eating poorly.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of ways to do that. People are like, oh, I have to eat salad all day. Well, you don't have to eat salad all day. You can make those salads amazing, but you don't have to eat salad. There's so many things you could eat. There's so many different foods and so many different choices out there to make substitutions. As long as it's not tofu. I'm sorry, vegetarian people and vegan people.
I've actually had some delicious tofu, believe it or
Don't
not.
lie.
I have.
You lie.
I'm telling you.
You have had tofu with delicious things added to it.
That's what tofu is, though. It takes a...
I like it.
Okay, all right.
There are certain things you will find I'm going to make fun of. It's just my nature.
Oh, boy. So I say we get started
Yeah.
on chopping up some vegetables.
Absolutely. So what would you like to do first?
So this is a super easy meal, and we got peppers and onions. And what we're going to do first is, so these are going to be...
Can we juggle? I can't juggle.
Yeah, there's only two things. Here, try juggling this too.
I'm good. I'll give you that.
So, super easy meal, and whoa, hey, all right, Wolverine.
I need more wine to do that.
What's that game where you like? You know,
Oh, yeah.
Super easy meal, and this is something that I kind of invented one day when we just had some ground turkey laying around, and so it's there's not a lot of ingredients. It's super easy to make, and it's quick. So I actually threw this together for my family one night. Everybody loved it, and ever since then, it's been one of our go-to meals, and it's a healthy alternative.
Yes, it seems very healthy.
So,
So before we start, so what do we have? We have a red bell pepper. We have a whole onion.
yep. And I'm all about colors, so I like red peppers and red onions.
Bring these all onto here so people can see what we're doing. We have garlic. We have eggs. We have
seasoning.
some taco seasoning. Is that taco seasoning?
That's fajita seasoning.
That's fajita seasoning. We have some panko breadcrumbs. We have some jack cheese, lettuce, and of course,
our
put that right there.
turkey.
Our star of today's show, turkey, ground turkey.
So
So this is what we're going to be cooking with today. So this is different.
yeah.
I have to step back, be quiet, and let you take over the show. Normally, it's the other way.
So we have ground turkey. Now a lot of people go for the what is it, 98 or 97% lean ground turkey because they're thinking lower fat. They want to, if you're going to go ground turkey, you want the lower fat. They also have a 93% lean, which is that. There's a little bit more fat content. It's still less fat than you would get in a beef, right? You think 80-20 in a beef or something. So you're still getting a healthier alternative, but you need some of the fat to bind, because we're going to make patties out of this. And so you don't want your patties to be dry and crumbly. If you're making something else, maybe that works, but with burgers, you need to have a little bit of fat in there. So our first step, though, is we're going to get these vegetables chopped up, and I like them pretty small because I don't want to be getting big old chunks of random stuff in my burger. But we are going to pan fry these real quick, grill them up a little bit, and blacken some of the pepper, so you get that. When you get a fajita, it comes out sizzling, right?
Right.
So we're going to kind of get that burnt flavor in there, and also we're going to try to remove some moisture content, because when you're making the patties, if you have too much moisture, they fall apart. Right?
How do you want me to chop these?
So I would just go small pieces, maybe like 1/8 inch pieces or something.
So are we saying that today is a day for the Fit Show slap chopper?
Oh, it is. It definitely is. You know what? I think we need to do that. Look at this, man.
Now, it's not often you see us both here with no guests, but you know, once in a while we're going to do this just because we want to keep up with you guys. We want our guests to be a big part of the feature of the show and a big part of the education, but we also want to stay as close to you guys as we can and make sure that we get your feedback and the way you guys can talk to just us during a show sometimes. Yes, Peter, they do get dry and rubbery without the fat in them. Peter said if you get something with too low fat, it gets dry and rubbery.
Exactly. Right. So we're also going to combat that with some eggs because the eggs will, and also we're adding a little cheese into the mixture of the patties. Both of those things are going to help to bind the patties together a little bit better. And I discovered all this through trial and error. I'm sure there are smarter people out here who will go, yeah, there. But I've done this a lot, and I've messed them up a lot too. So hopefully today they come out halfway decent.
You know, honestly, some of the best part of cooking is the trial and error.
I love it.
And no good chef hasn't created something great from a mistake.
Although I hardly would consider myself a great chef.
Maybe a great chef.
I'm a great chef, mediocre chef.
Chef Jeff?
Chefity Jeffity.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shoot.
Sugar. We bring to you our Fit Show Slap Chop. It's time. We haven't used this in a couple of weeks.
You're excited.
I'm very excited.
I can feel the energy.
I'm going to get another little
buzzing.
bowl. I'm going to get another little bowl to put my onions in.
And in the meantime, I'm just gonna cut these up the old-fashioned way because they're almost done.
Now it's going to get loud for a quick moment.
Oh yeah!
Can you feel it? That's awesome.
Wow, great work.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna.
What did he always say? Was it Vince?
The Jack Chop. Remember that?
The Jack Chop.
Remember that YouTube video, the Jack Chop?
Yep. So now you're down. I know you spoke a little bit about it while I was dealing with technical issues, but you're down 15 pounds.
So down 15. I'm down. Well, technically 16 at the moment, but we'll give me the points where I get them. But after I was sick, I did see 267 on the scale, which is the lowest I've seen in years and years. So that was
fantastic.
Kind of exciting. Even though it wasn't a healthy 267, it was still kind of like, all right, cool, But then as I kind of reconstituted, got rehydrated and got some food, obviously got back up another pound, back up to 269. So, man, that's a strong onion.
It is a strong onion.
Woo!
Means it's going to be very good on the food.
Yeah, love it. But, man.
You going to cry?
It's just so beautiful.
The slap chop is supposed to alleviate some of the tearing issue.
I'm going to...
You're a very sensitive man, Jeffrey.
It's so beautiful.
You know why I'm calling him? All day long I've been calling him Jeffrey.
Jeffrey!
It's like he's very proper today to me.
So I'm gonna start this up because we're gonna throw in the peppers first because they take the longest to cook, right? And let's see, how's that look?
So how was everybody's week out there? Has anybody got anything good to talk about? Anybody have anybody eat very well this week? Got a good recipe you want to share? Please make sure you come to the Fit Show group and join the Fit family and talk to us. We post a lot of little videos throughout the week into the Fit group page, and some just little morning motivational type stuff. Jeff in his underwear right out of bed.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
It's actually our #1 viewed video.
So, man, that onion is so strong. Look at it.
It's good stuff.
Can you see my eyes watering?
I like it.
Oh,
I like it a lot.
I like it, and I like having extra vegetables because sometimes I like to top the burgers with them afterwards. So that's why we're cooking way more than we probably actually need. But why not, And there we go. I always feel like we need some Italian music playing, or maybe when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie,
That's Jeff singing.
I had a a lot of gigs this weekend. I have no voice left. Can you hear that?
So for me, actually, I'm in a very, very steady holding pattern lately. I'm still the same weight I've been for the last month.
Really?
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about?
I've been bouncing between 138 and 145, depending on where I am in the week. It's over here. I took it out to do the onion. No, I took it out to do the onion. Put it back in there. Later in the week, when I've been doing a lot of cardio and hitting it hard, I drop down to about 138. I lean out a lot. And then the weekend with some onion rings and Jameson and a burger, and I'm back up to about 144, 145. But it's been a very easy drop back down every week. So my metabolism is actually welcoming the different food on the weekends. It's not giving me any issues. I'm staying lean. I'm really not getting necessarily heavier. Just, I'm not quite as lean as I am by the end of the week, which is fine. Strength-wise, I'm 5 pounds away from what I had set for myself as a goal on the bench press. By the end of the year, I want to be able to do a 1 rep max of 200 pounds. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only 140 pounds, 200 is good. And especially June 1st, I was struggling to do 10 reps with an empty bar, which was 45 pounds coming off the bicep issues. So to be up to 200 now is almost, the goal, if I don't hit it, it's fine. But the goal was to hit 200, and I'm at 195, so it feels good.
You know what we should do maybe set a goal by March or something that you can bench press me twice. Right?
If you drop down to 200.
That's what I'm saying, right? So by March.
But your goal was 220. That would be too much for me.
Maybe not by March. I'm just kidding.
Actually, at 220, I'd be able to pick you up and carry you around.
Okay.
I could do farmer walk with Jeff at 220.
Yeah, we could maybe do some air hug walk, flights of stairs with me on your shoulders.
There we go.
Right.
Get my legs going. Actually, so a new thing I've worked in, here's a good workout thing you guys should try. A new thing I've worked in to my workouts is instead of just a straight leg day, take the day you're going to do legs and skip the gym or skip your leg workout and just do work yourself up to a 400-yard lunge walk. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, so don't do it right away or you won't be able to walk for 4 days afterwards. But do about a 50-yard lunge walk. And I know you're like, well, 50 yards is easy, but 50 yards is going to be about 20 squats per leg. So a couple days later, try to do 60 yards, then try to do 80 yards, then try to bump it to 100, and try to work within about 6 weeks up to 400 yards. And I will tell you that you won't need to do much else for that day. Because when you're doing the lunge walk, when you're doing it properly, you're going to be 90 degrees on each knee at each touch. So you want your rear knee to tap the ground on the back to make sure you're at a straight 90, while your front knee is a straight 90. Don't go forward. Don't pronate out over your ankle. But if you keep both legs at a straight 90 and move slowly, don't sprint through it. It's a very slow movement. But by the time you work yourself up to 400 yards, your leg strength is going to be unbelievable. Your glute strength is going to be unbelievable. Your hamstrings are going to be stronger than they've probably been in years and years and years. So
400 yards is a lot.
You don't realize how long. So I tried it because a buddy of mine wanted me to do it. And so I measured the front of our property, and it's exactly 50 yards. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back and forth a few times. I did it, and I did the 400 yards with little breaks in between, and I legit couldn't walk for 4 days. So it's something you should add in, though. It's something I don't think a lot of people think about. They think about leg presses and leg extensions and quad work. Nobody thinks much of hamstrings, which is number one, a big thing. But you'd be amazed at how much just a straight-up lunge walk can do for you if you do a big one. That being said, talking about different workouts, if you didn't watch our workout of the week last week, which went up on Friday due to Jeff's illness,
but also it was incredible. It was such a good workout.
We did what I thought was going to be a piece of cake because we've been doing our own workouts. We've been doing CrossFit workouts, cross-training workouts, all kinds of stuff. And I do yoga, so I didn't think much of it. And then we went into a place called Pure Motion Bar. And if you've never done a bar workout, bar is a combination of Pilates, yoga, and ballet. And we spent our entire hour up on our toes with very little movements. And with the little movements, which you don't think about. So I'm a big movement guy. I'm a bench press guy. I'm a runner. I'm a swimmer where everything is elongated. When you've got, she started us with, can you handle 4 pounds? And we're like, well, it's 4 pounds.
4 pounds, yeah.
But when you're holding 4 pounds out like this and you're on your toes and you're just literally going like this,
and then
you find out how heavy 4 pounds gets.
And then she's like, okay, and then you're gonna do it out here, and then you're gonna do it out here. And it was awesome. I mean, I felt, obviously we've been working out, we've been hitting a lot of different muscle groups, but I was sore in muscles that I still didn't know I had.
Yeah.
I didn't know, which is great. Goes to show that it's a full body workout from these tiny little motions, and it was fun. I had a blast doing it.
And the thing about it too is when you do a regular workout, you do a set, you take a break, you do a set, you take a break. In this workout,
No breaks.
it was about an hour of nonstop movement. So there was no downtime where you get, oh, that was good. And you get this amazing burger that really tore us up. So Pure Motion Bar in Kingston, Stephanie Bourget is the owner. You want to go check it out. If you like yoga, you will love this class. And she's got all different ones. Classes for kids, she's got classes for guys coming out, which I'm going back to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and try her guy class.
Nice.
The class we did was more tailored, I guess, to women's
Towards women,
movements.
yeah. Yep.
So, but I'm absolutely going back because I enjoyed it very, very much, and I'm going to make it one of the workouts I do. So during a week now, I'll be swimming. I'll be doing stationary bike work until we get warm enough to go back on a bike. I will be doing my running, which I run in the cold anyway. I love running. As much as I hate running in the cold, I do love running outside in the cold rather than on a treadmill.
Right.
I'm doing yoga 1 day a week. I'm going to start doing the bar workout once every week or two. We go to the Hero Training Center. I'm going to be doing that once or twice a month to get a cross-training kickbox workout in. So, and that's what it's about. Mix your workouts up.
So let's get back to doing the substitution thing.
Yes.
Right? So, like I said, we're doing turkey burgers today. One of the other substitutions that we're going to be making with this is we are going to put it on a low-carb wrap instead of using a bun. Obviously, a burger on a bun is a classic thing, but we're going to save some carbs in our meal by using a low-carb wrap instead. We're going to put all that goodness and all of our toppings and stuff into these guys right here. And also, with our toppings, rather than going for a, mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and all kinds of other condiments that can add a lot of calories without you even thinking about it, we're going to use guacamole, and we're going to pop that on there, and that gives it like a really nice, rich, flavorful topping that you're not going to have like a dry roll, and it's awesome, and it's good. I'm also going to put some sriracha on mine because.
Well, you have to sriracha, and we actually have some more hot sauces. I should break out some hot sauces
Yeah?
too, because hot sauces can give you a zing without adding anything bad to your meal. These wraps, by the way, I don't know if you had checked on it. 2 grams of fat, only 12 carbs per wrap, 6 grams of protein. Not a lot else, very little sodium. So in the scheme of putting your burger on something, this is far better than white bread, actually better than most wheat breads. The fallacy of wheat bread is the first ingredient in most wheat breads is white flour,
Right.
which instantly disqualifies it from being called a wheat bread in reality. So always when you buy wheat bread, make sure you're looking at the ingredients and that the first 1 or 2 does not say white flour. How you doing over there? What do you got going on?
Good. So you can see the onions are definitely being caramelized a little bit. We're definitely getting some blackening going on our peppers, which is what we want. So
You put them in
these
there
are
when you're done.
almost ready. So now I'm going to put in the garlic. I always wait to put garlic in the pan because garlic has a tendency to burn very quickly, and so it will also you lose your flavor. So we want it to be nice and charred, but we don't want it to be burnt to a crisp. We want to be able to taste it. So
Brooke actually said bar is so hard, and you're absolutely right, Brooke. It is, and it's fantastic in every way. I love it.
So we want to hear from you guys. What are some of the substitutions maybe that you make when you're if you're trying to stay healthy and maybe the meal that you have isn't the best meal, and you decide, oh, I'm going to do this instead of this, or maybe when you're planning around a meal and you want something tasty, how do you? I don't know. I want to hear from you guys and see what our fans and viewers are doing. John, what are some of the things that you do for substitutions now?
Well, I'll substitute various meats. Some days, instead of a red meat, if I feel like I've had too much red meat throughout a day or throughout a week, I'll substitute in a pork. Or I'll substitute in, obviously, a chicken into a meal. Because I think any meat is going to make me happy in the meal. A lot of times for me, I will substitute avocado for different things. So avocado is one of my go-tos, either in a guacamole or in just a straight avocado, cut it up and add it in.
Right.
Instead of doing, of course I love bacon, but instead of doing bacon every day, which can be bad for you, as great as bacon is, I'll substitute bacon with avocado because then I'm still getting healthy fat.
Right.
And I'm still getting something that I like to eat, but it's substitute out for bacon for me. And I know that sounds like a weird substitution, but I'm thinking fat for fat in my world. And I'm taking out a fat that may not be too good for me, although so yummy, and putting in a fat that is healthy for me. Another substitution I will make, of course, would be a brown rice or a wild rice versus a white rice.
Yeah.
As far as spices are concerned, to me there's really no off-limit spicing.
Nope, I love spices.
So I think
Let's
you
eat
can
them all.
spice it any way you want to. That's usually never a problem. I'm gonna drink some more. I will substitute wine for beer occasionally. Sometimes I'll substitute beer for wine.
Sometimes you'll substitute Jameson for both.
See? The world is calling us. The world wants the Fit Show. Every week that phone rings during our show. It won't ring all day long. We go on the air, that thing will ring the whole show.
So if you can see this here.
Somebody said to substitute hummus for mayo.
Ooh, that's a great idea. See, that's what we're talking about. I love this. You guys are chiming in, and that is a great idea. Hummus is phenomenal. I love hummus, even just as a snack with whatever you're gonna dip in it, But I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Substitute hummus for mayo or mustard as a condiment on your sandwiches. Well, I wouldn't substitute it for mustard, just because I love mustard.
And mustard's not necessarily.
Mustard's actually pretty good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing bad about mustard for you. So there's really no reason I would substitute. I would actually mix the hummus with the mustard. Although depending on the hummus I got,
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say
a plain
maybe not.
plain Jane hummus, I might mix a little mustard into.
Plain Blaine works too.
Plain blah,
Plain-
blah, blah.
Blaine can be plain. Why not?
No. Plain? Plain. Get plain. Look, boss. But mustard's pretty good for you. And I'm a big mustard proponent. Honey mustard, brown mustard, of course. A lot of people poo-poo on the French's yellow mustard. They think, oh, it's a very bland mustard, but I actually like it in some cases. And it mixes with a lot of things very well because it doesn't add too much spice or too much crazy mustard flavor to it. What's our next step, sir?
All right, so now we're gonna take our turkey in there in the bowl.
Yes.
We are. And we're going to start adding our ingredients. And now, like I said, we cooked off a lot of the moisture that was in here. So hopefully we won't need to use too many breadcrumbs. My goal when I'm making these is that sometimes you have to use it. If the turkey, once you add an egg and you start putting some of these vegetables in there, sometimes it just gets messy and loose, and you obviously can't make a good patty out of that. So we use the breadcrumbs as a binder, like I said, but like I said, our goal is to use as few of those breadcrumbs as we can so that we're not adding empty carbs to our burgers. Right?
Empty carbs are bad.
Right. So I do everything. I'm a by feel cook. I throw stuff in there and see how it works. So I say, right?
I'm walking away from a joke right now because we're on the air.
I'm a feely cook.
Oh, you stopped after the word bye, and I was like, I didn't know that about you, Jeff.
That's none of my
The things
business.
you learn about people sometimes. Yeah, we need to drink. Here's to Jeff. Actually, here's to you guys for watching us every week. I want to say something that's kind of, as we're getting this started. We had over 11,000 views on our first month. We're into our second month now, and on our videos as a whole on Facebook and YouTube had close to 11,500 views, and that is incredibly flattering to us. And we just want to say thank you for that, because that means a lot to us that you guys are watching us every week and hopefully learning from us and coming back and chiming in with us and being part of this with us. So cheers to you guys.
Cheers, absolutely. Cheers, thank you guys.
Once again, thank you, Nantucket Vineyard. If you guys haven't tried, get this wine. We've been drinking all different wines throughout the last 6 weeks, and I have yet to find one that I have not thoroughly enjoyed. Oh, can I do the other egg? Do we need both?
I start off with one, and
right.
then we see how that goes.
Oh, you're doing all that in there, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What else can we add?
And then I say we're gonna go for the cheese. What do you say we go for the thing?
Yeah, the whole thing, or?
I don't know. How daring are you?
Variable. You know what? We'll start. It's your thing, so we'll start with just a.
Okay. Bam. There we go.
What should I do?
Just a little. Bam. Well, what's the guy? There's the. This guy.
That's why we don't do that. Gets everywhere. We have to practice that.
I don't think he practiced either.
We're gonna have to have a practice throwing day.
So, and then I've done these with, I've done these with lots of different seasonings. But today, since we're doing a fajita style, I went with the fajita seasoning blend.
Nice.
I've done this with, honestly, this is such an easy
Should I start, or are you gonna do it?
If
Since you're cooking today, can I mix?
Yeah.
I never get to mix. I never get my hands dirty.
So we're definitely gonna do a little salt and pepper because
Wash up.
always gonna have a little salt and pepper on your meats. If you don't salt your meats, you're doing it wrong.
Agreed.
And here we are, a little pepper too. Oh, there it is.
Keep in mind too, and I know this will sound interesting. If you're working out, like if you're following along with us and you're working out, now I work out pretty much 6 days a week, and I sweat a lot. Part of my workout every day is in the sauna, so I lose a lot of salt to sweat throughout the week. So don't be afraid of using salt unless your doctor has said you need to cut back. One of the things I always got criticized for was using too much salt, and then I went to the doctor and found out I was low on salt because I sweat so much.
Right.
So check with your doctor, of course, but don't necessarily be afraid of salt unless the doctor tells you to. Because if you're working out and sweating a lot, you need to replenish. Shall I?
Go for it. Let's get messy. So I always add just a little bit of everything at first, and then just kind of like see how the mix looks. Definitely you want to start off with less rather than more. It's always easier to add stuff than it is to take it out. But so I just put a little bit of that fajita seasoning in there. Again, I've never done it with fajita seasoning. I've done it with Cajun seasoning. I've done it with Southwest. I've done it with just my own blend. I've done it with just cayenne pepper when I'm feeling saucy, you know.
Saucy Bernays.
So
Who gets that movie reference?
So I would say that we already looking at this now. It's looking a little bit wet.
Yes.
Right?
So we're gonna need
Definitely
some
gonna need some
breadcrumbs.
breadcrumbs, and I'm gonna say probably a little more cheese too, because if we have to add
So
something.
Kevin just said the one thing to be careful with in prepackaged blends is that they can contain too much salt. So you don't want to add any salt on top of the blend.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that, but that is true.
That is true.
Although,
But you have to see what kind. Read the ingredients because sometimes the sodium that they're talking about is not salt. It's an additive. It's not actually direct salt. Much like a lot of times, sugar is not actually sugar. So read the ingredients and make sure. But yeah, you do want, if it says the sodium content is like, ramen soup noodle high,
yeah.
then you absolutely don't want to add any more to it.
How's that feeling? It's looking a little better now.
That's a little bit better.
Definitely.
It's starting to get a little bit not as moist.
Not as, yeah, let's do a little bit more breadcrumbs in there, I think. All right. So I'm also saving these peppers too.
Yep.
Like I said, lots of moisture content, so we don't want to put too many in. But also, these make a great topping on the burger once it's all cooked up. So keeping those around, we will recycle those. Those feeling like patties yet?
They're starting to get there. Yeah,
Kinda?
that's actually starting to hold shape quite well.
Yeah, I say let's. That's
That's
pretty
not bad.
nice.
A little bit more.
I say we
Do more cheese.
let's do all the cheese and maybe a couple more breadcrumbs.
But we're not far off.
And this may look like a lot, but this is really not a lot of bread. This is a teeny tiny little ramekin. So we've only used about half of that, and it's enough. That's all we need.
And it's
So-
panko, which because they're bigger breadcrumbs, there's not as much. So
Right.
it's not like an Italian style breadcrumb that's a fine crumb.
Right.
So
And also it doesn't have any type of extra added seasoning or anything like that. I've done it with Italian seasoning before, and it's great, but it ends up tasting like a meatball. So, which isn't a bad thing. I would eat a meatball burger any day.
Yeah, well, I grew up on meat. And you know what the fun part is? So if you like to cook and you grew up, say, in an Italian or a house that liked to cook meat,
Meat.
a house that liked to make a meatloaf or meatballs or burgers on a regular basis, all use kind of very similar styles. Like this could easily become
A meatloaf.
a meatloaf
Or a giant meatball.
or one big meatball.
You can make a little meat person, like a meat bread man. It's a meat baby. Oh, isn't he cute? Oh, that's you could give him eyes.
Can we get some peppers? I think we are ready to go here with the patties.
All right, so we're heating up the plate over there. Do we have any other substitutions that people brought up?
Not just yet. I don't see any, unless I missed one, and right now I can't touch my screen. God bless you.
Thank you.
You should wash your hands now. Do the proper.
No, I'm just gonna. I'm thinking that a little sneeze will
A little
be nice
sneeze
and-
left over from your
Yeah.
sickness last week.
Yeah, perfect. So some substitutions that I've been making are not necessarily. I'll finish washing my hands before I talk.
We're going to be able to make a few patties out of this. Did you oil the pan, sir?
I did not oil it. I was just heating her up a little bit. You want to put a little oil on there?
Yeah.
How does this thing work?
Just
look
squeeze
at that.
both sides,
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And it's a non-trip, very easy pour. It's a wonderful unit. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So
wonderful.
Jeff, if you would do me a favor, in that second drawer, you're going to find wax paper or parchment paper.
There we are. We have it. What do we got here? We got tin foil.
Or even tinfoil will do.
Tinfoil, let's do tin
I just
foil.
want something to lay these burgers on. So if you just throw a piece of tinfoil over your cutting board.
I think I can manage that.
You know, one of the reasons I haven't been substituting much is because of the way I eat. Eating as clean as I do, I just haven't really had the need to substitute. For instance, this morning was bacon, sausage, eggs, a little bit of cheese, and protein pancakes. So
Right.
there's nothing for me to really substitute.
That's a
in there.
substitute. The protein pancakes instead of regular pancakes.
Well, yeah, I'm using, as of course, our good friends at Max Effort Muscle have their baking mix, which we've talked about before, and it is a whole protein mix, baking mix for anything you want. Anything you use Duncan Hines for,
Right.
you would use the protein mix for. So you can make pancakes, waffles, crepes. You can make donuts, muffins, cookies, everything out of this mix. It's amazing. But really all you're eating is protein powder. It's fantastic. And all I mix it with is water.
Yeah.
It's a scoop
great.
of powder, a little bit of water to consistency, and I've got 4 pancakes.
And I've had them and they're delicious, but there you go. There's a substitution that's, again, it seems like a small thing, but the idea behind all these substitutions and making better choices is that, you know, if you substitute in your protein pancakes for regular pancakes or French toast or whatever other high carb thing you would be eating otherwise, and then during lunch you decide that you're going to get the salad instead of a ham and cheese sandwich, or a chef salad instead of a ham and cheese sandwich. Guess what? It's still ham and cheese in there. It's just salad instead of bread. And then now we're doing turkey burgers for dinner instead of going out and getting a big restaurant, beef and cheddar.
And it's like I said to you last night. So we were talking through Messenger last night. He was at his gig, and I was studying because my test is in a week. And he sent me a picture of what he was eating at his gig, and it was a wonderful salad. And he
Salmon.
said, "Look what I've got," and I was like, that's choices become habit, habit becomes lifestyle.
Right.
Let's say that again. Choices become habit, habit becomes lifestyle. Don't do a diet, create a lifestyle. It's a big difference in the longevity of being healthy.
And honestly, it's easier. It's way easier because then you're just, like I said, these tiny little changes that you're making, and you make one little change at every meal, and at the end of the day, your calorie intake and your carb intake and your everything is just so much more balanced because it's the whole day. It's not just that one meal that you're okay. Yeah, I did this one little thing. What's that gonna do? It adds up really quickly. And guess what? It adds up really quickly if you do it the wrong way as well.
Yes, actually adds up faster.
Right. If you are adding one extra slice of cheese on everything like I used to do, it's pretty soon that's 4 or 5 extra slices of cheese a day. And nobody needs that. You just don't need it.
Well,
So-
and it's like we always say too. One soda, one can of soda a day.
Right.
One Coke, one Diet Coke, because they're the same as sugar, is 30 pounds of sugar a year, give or take.
Do we have a spatula so we can
We
can start cooking up some of these
spatula.
puppies? Ah, look at these. These look fantastic.
So even just cutting out one soda a day, it's gonna make a drastic change.
I'm gonna pop some of these guys on this grill pan. Start cooking them up, maybe.
I'm gonna get the guacamole prepped over here.
Oh yeah, listen to that nice sizzle. That's that fajita sizzle that we want. This is a nice pan, John. I like this pan.
Thank you.
You got
Try
a
to have
pan.
nice stuff here in the Fitcho kitchen.
Oh, man down. Man down, I lost one. Oh. We got a fallen soldier.
We caught him.
So this is 1 pound of meat, and it makes a lot of burgers. And you don't, 1 pound of meat, especially once you add in an egg and a couple of breadcrumbs and some vegetables, it makes a really hearty burger. And again, cheap. It's not expensive to buy a pound of ground turkey and some vegetables, and you're gonna feed your family with it. It's fine.
Now, what was the cost for today's meal, give or take?
You would have to ask Courtney that. I actually don't know.
I would venture to say per meal, per burger, per wrap. We're probably in the $4 to $6 range, tops. You've got a pound of turkey is probably around $3 or $4. We got 6, 7 burgers out of that, so you can do the math on that.
Right.
An onion, a pepper, a head of lettuce, some guacamole, divided by 7, which is what we're gonna make today. We're probably talking no more than $4 to $5, $4 to $5.50 per meal. And this is gonna be pretty actually filling. This is another thing that we try to talk about is that you don't have to go to McDonald's to eat cheap. Everybody's like, oh, McDonald's is cheaper. It's not. It's really not. You can eat so much healthier. We talked about it last week. We ate steaks a couple of weeks ago. Go back and watch the show. We ate, I'm talking thick steaks. They were $5 a plate when we were done. The chicken meal after that was $4.57, $4.57 per plate. You can't eat that cheap at McDonald's.
Right.
It's being lazy
Right.
or cooking. You have to cook.
You gotta cook. Also, when you do buy those cheaper meals or even cheap pre-made meals in the grocery store, the nutritional content isn't there. So there's a reason why they can give it to you for so cheap. All right, they're not just being nice. There's not anything good in those things. All right. So when you are buying these cheaper foods, or you're going to McDonald's or any fast food, really, you're getting like low quality meat. You're getting lots of fillers. You're getting lots of
Yes.
extra stuff that's not going to actually make you feel
Their
full.
patties don't look like this.
They don't look like that. When we have fillers, we have yummy fillers, good vegetable fillers.
What was our fillers? Our fillers were a red pepper, an onion.
Right.
Our filler is going to be some guacamole. Our filler was some egg, a little bit of breadcrumbs. That's our fillers. That's good fillers compared to God knows what's in a McDonald's hamburger. No offense to McDonald's.
Right.
I have eaten plenty of McDonald's in my lifetime. I'm not the one who's going to say, oh, I would never have McDonald's. When I'm on the road, I've stopped to get a 2 cheeseburger meal and some fries and drive at 3 in the morning. It happens.
Right.
But just know what you're eating. Don't pretend that it's cheaper.
It's different. Yeah, it's different saying saying, oh, you know, I'm gonna have this. I know this is bad, but I'm gonna have a guilty pleasure night and go to McDonald's. Than it is to say, oh well, I eat at McDonald's because it's gonna save me money. That's a different mindset, you know. So definitely, you can get good nutritionally rich foods for cheap money. It's not hard to do once you know what you're looking for. So definitely don't let that be a barrier to entry to your health. So we've got these things grilling up pretty nice now because it's turkey. We definitely want to make sure it's cooked on the inside. So we want to let them sear up a little bit. I love my burgers a little blackened on the outside too. So it's looking fantastic behind me. I'm excited. I say we start getting some of the fixins ready out here.
I will give you that.
So
The guacamole is ready to go. Here is that for the top. Spring over the goodness that is our sriracha. Love that.
I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this
I'm
lettuce
actually
here.
going to hit the Fit Show fridge and pick up some Reaper.
Oh,
If
shoot.
you've not tried Reaper, check it out. It's a fantastic hot sauce. Don't try too much of it at once. You will not sleep that night. But it is a fantastic couple drops on your meal kind of sauce.
So I'm just chopping up some lettuce here. I was supposed to have tomatoes, but I forgot my tomato at home. So we have no tomatoes to go with this. But usually I would do lettuce, tomatoes,
That's interesting.
the
Like to read
green
that.
peppers.
I just read an article that said Taco Bell beef is made with oatmeal, not as a filler, but as an additive to absorb moisture so it doesn't seep into the taco.
There you go. Taco
That's
oatmeals.
interesting. But if it's oatmeal, oatmeal's not a terrible thing. It's just interesting to add it into beef.
And it's, you know, when you're thinking you're getting protein, you're getting extra carbs, you know.
Yeah.
So there's.
I'm gonna flip these burgers again. Make sure we don't burn them.
So what I'm gonna do with mine here is I'm gonna take some of these guys and I'm just gonna pop a few more into my little fajita wrap here because I love vegetables and strong flavors. I'm gonna pop a little bit of this in there. Again, this is gonna kind of give you that mouthfeel of having some condiments on there, having some mayonnaise or something with your burger. Everybody loves that. So it's gonna be nice and hearty. I'm gonna put a little sriracha on mine. Let's see. I'm gonna put a lot of sriracha on mine. And I'm going to pop a little lettuce in there.
The one thing I want to say about it to everybody too is if you are on a journey like we are, we want to hear about it. Reach out to us. Say hi. On Fridays, we're doing an interview series with success stories, people who've lost weight, so they can tell their journeys to hopefully inspire other people. So if you've got a good story to tell, reach out to us. I had a friend reach out to us this morning, told me about his current need to lose weight. He's kind of in the same boat Jeff is. He's gotten to a point where he wants to make a change.
I'm in my own boat.
And so we're going to kind of hold him accountable. That's what he asked us to do.
I love that.
He sent a note into the Fit Show and said, I would love for you guys to hold me accountable because I'm not getting it done on my own, and watching what you guys are doing is making me want to be better. That's what this is about for us. But if you've got a story to tell, we want to hear about it so that we can tell everybody else. So make sure you reach out to us. We'll do an interview. We'll get your story out so that you can help inspire people who want to get into shape and lose some weight. I'm going to take mine, much like Jeff, and I'm going to make a nice little layer of guacamole to bind my burger to the bottom of this.
Binders.
I'm going to take a little bit of lettuce in the bottom. Take a little of the mixed goodness.
Nom, 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 nom.
And we've already got cheese in the burger, so I don't feel like I need to put more on top.
I don't think we do.
Nope. And I'm going to hold my sriracha and my Reaper until the burger.
Oh,
How are they looking over
I'm
there?
just going to cut into one of these and make sure that they are looking
Just about
good.
done.
Just about done. And since we're kind of cutting them up in half anyway to go into our...
Which is true. How we're doing it today is we're going to take each burger, cut them in half, and lay the halves in next to each other so that we can roll.
Yeah,
So then what you're going to wind up with is an incredibly healthy meal that tastes great. And that's kind of
the goal, right? Yeah, I love that.
And I'm going to pour out the rest of this wine since we have to finish it.
Oh, darn. I think that these are ready to go in some wraps.
You know, bring a couple over. Jeff, you wound up with more wine than me this week. I think I owe you that much for a couple of weeks of shorting him a little bit on wine at the beginning of the show.
So let's see. I'm going to see if I can get this guy on there. There we are.
Thank you.
Marvelous.
That looks awesome. So if we put it up here on the cutting board, we can get a shot of that. I'm sure our phenomenal production crew behind the scenes here will take care of that.
Yeah. And this is off. I'm going to remove this from our heat.
There. That's great.
Maybe we should take these onto a plate somewhere so we don't burn them.
Give you a platter.
A platter. I got a platter. You can tell the food's almost done when my happy food dance comes up.
I think we've got the overhead camera on right now. I'm going to kind of bring this plate up so y'all can see. I think we got that going on. So there's our plate for tonight. This way you get a good look at that. Yeah, there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff's creation.
I'm excited.
Turkey Burger Fajitas.
Turkey Burger Fajita burgers.
I'm going to sriracha the top of mine where you sriracha the bottom of yours. I'm going to.
Man, I thought I put a lot of sriracha on there.
No.
You loaded it
And
up.
then
Yeah,
I'm going to dab. When I say dab, I mean a dab and a dab.
Oh, man.
So I sold that one
So
up.
now
Let you see that one.
Now you can have the sweats.
Oh, I'll be sweating in a few minutes, absolutely.
This has been phenomenal. We want to thank you guys again for joining in. Remember, substitutions. Just start thinking about it that way. Just adding, changing one little thing about each meal to a better choice. It doesn't have to be rabbit food all the time. You can substitute your turkey. I mean, we did a lot of substitutions with this meal, and it's still going to be delicious. But you can just do one. You can just do one thing. Get a sweet potato. You get a baked sweet potato instead of French fries.
Rabbit food.
But when you go out, change one little thing about your meal, and that's going to add up to a lot over a day, over a week, over a month. So start thinking about it that way, and hopefully you guys will have as much success as I've been having.
We said it early on. One change. Every week, one change. Try to change one thing, and they all add up.
Right.
And next thing you know,
You'll be as handsome as me.
I don't know if that's possible. I mean, this week we didn't bring anybody on because the last couple of weeks our guests were better looking than we are.
I hate that.
Yeah. Made us look terrible. Guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Nantucket Vineyards.
Thank you, Nantucket
for
Vineyards.
taking good care of us and being a friend of the show.
Watch the page. This show will be up on the page. Well, you can stream this right after we're done. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. We hopefully are going to have a gear review up tomorrow, which I didn't get done last week. This Wednesday on the Nutrition Show, it's just me. I want to talk to you guys. I want to get some questions from you guys and some feedback to move forward for the next few months. Our workout of the week is going to come to you Friday this week, just due to his stomach not agreeing to work out last week. So we're a little delayed on that one, but we'll have it to you on Friday. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this. Cheers to you guys for wanting to make changes. Cheers to you for your 15 gone. Let's see. See you later, people. Thanks.
No one can see. Why are they still here?